fission of elements. We know that all the atoms of an element are of only one type. Today, 118 elements are known to the scientific world. Around the year 1800, only about 30 elements were known. In the course of time, more number of elements were discovered. More and more information about the properties of elements was collected. In order to ease the study of elements, scientists started finding whether there was a particular pattern in this vast information about them. Initially, elements were classified into groups of metals and non-metals. Later, another class of elements called metalloids was identified. As knowledge about elements and their properties increased, different scientists started trying out different methods of classification. Dobereiner was the first scientist who attempted to classify elements. Let us first understand more about this method of classification. Dobereiner's triads. In the year 1817, a German scientist, Dobereiner, suggested that there is a relation between properties of elements and atomic masses. He made groups of 3 elements, each having similar chemical properties. They were called triads. He arranged the groups of 3 elements in an increasing order of atomic mass and showed that the atomic mass of the middle element was approximately equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other 2 elements. Let us now study some examples of Dobereiner's triads. The elements lithium, sodium and potassium for a triad. The atomic mass of lithium is 6.9 and that of potassium is 39.1. The mean of their atomic masses is equal to the atomic mass of sodium, which is 23. The elements calcium, strontium and barium form a triad. The atomic mass of calcium is 40.1 and the atomic mass of barium is 137.3. The mean of their atomic masses is 88.7 and it is equal to the atomic mass of strontium, which is 87.6. Chlorine, bromine and iodine form a triad. The atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5 and that of iodine is 126.9. Their mean value is 81.2, which is approximately equal to the atomic mass of bromine, which is equal to 79.9. Sulfur, selenium and tellurium also form a triad. The atomic mass of sulfur is 32.1 and that of tellurium is 127.6. Their mean value is 79.8, which is equal to the atomic mass of selenium, which is 79.0. Beryllium, magnesium and calcium also form a triad. The atomic mass of beryllium is 9.0 and the atomic mass of calcium is 40.1. Their mean value is 24.5, which is equal to the atomic mass of magnesium, which is equal to 24.3. Now let us consider the atomic masses of magnesium, calcium and strontium and find whether they form a triad. The atomic mass of magnesium is 24.3 and that of strontium is 87.6. Their mean value is 55.9. This value is not equal to the atomic mass of calcium, which is 40. This shows that the elements magnesium, calcium and strontium is not a Dobereiner's triad. Thus, all the known elements could not be classified into the Dobereiner's triads. Therefore, this method could not be used for the classification of elements. After the failure of Dobereiner's triads, Newlands tried to classify elements. Let us acquaint ourselves with this system of classification. Newland's law of octaves. The English chemist John Newlands tried to correlate atomic mass of elements with their properties in a different way. In 1866, Newlands arranged the elements known at that time in an increasing order of their atomic masses. This arrangement started with the highest element, hydrogen, and ended with thorium. He found that every eighth element has properties similar to those of the first. The element sodium is the eighth element from lithium, and they both have similar properties. Similarly, magnesium shows similarity to beryllium, and chlorine shows similarity to fluorine. Newlands compared this similarity with the octaves of music. He called this similarity between the eighth and the first element as the law of octaves. Do you know? In the Indian music system, there are 7 main notes, namely Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni. And their collection is called Saptak. The frequency of the notes goes on increasing from Sa to Ni. After this comes Sa of the upper Saptak, which is at double frequency of the original Sa. This means that after the completion of one Saptak, the notes repeat. The 7 notes in Western music are Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So, La, Ti. The note Do with double frequency comes again at the 8th place. This is the octave of Western notes. Music is created by using variation in these notes. Limitations in Newland's octaves. Many limitations were found in Newland's octaves. This law was applicable only till the element calcium. That is, the properties of every 8th element after calcium were not similar to the properties of the first element. Newlands fitted all the known elements in a table of 7 into 8, that is, 56 boxes. In order to accommodate all the known elements in the table, Newlands placed 2 elements each in some boxes. For example, cobalt and nickel, cerium and lanthanum. Besides, he placed some elements with different properties under the same note in the octave. For example, Newlands placed the metals cobalt and nickel under the note Do, along with the halogens chlorine and bromine. On the other hand, he placed the element iron having similarity with cobalt and nickel away from them, along with the non-metallic elements oxygen and sulfur placed under the note T. Also, there was no provision for accommodating the newly discovered elements in Newland's octave. The properties of the newly discovered elements later did not fit in Newland's law of octaves. Later, Mendeleev tried to rectify these drawbacks and came up with his periodic table. Let us now discuss Mendeleev's periodic table in detail. Mendeleev's periodic table. The Russian scientist Dmitry Mendeleev developed the periodic table of elements during the period 1869 to 1872 AD. Mendeleev's periodic table is the most important step in the classification of elements. Considering the fundamental property of elements, that is the atomic mass of elements as standard, Mendeleev arranged the 63 known elements in the increasing order of atomic masses. According to the physical and chemical properties of elements, Mendeleev organized the periodic table of elements. While organizing the periodic table, he concentrated on the compounds of elements with hydrogen and oxygen. For this, he considered the chemical properties that is the molecular formula of the hydrides and oxides of the elements, and the physical properties like the melting point, boiling point, and density. Mendeleev observed that elements having similar physical and chemical properties repeat after a definite interval. Mendeleev observed that elements having similar physical and chemical properties repeat after a definite interval. Based on this observation, he stated the periodic law. Properties of elements are periodic function of their atomic masses. The vertical columns in Mendeleev's periodic tables are called groups, while the horizontal rows are called periods. In the upper part of Mendeleev's periodic table, the general molecular formulae of compounds are shown as R2O, R2O3. Here, R is the concerned element. In the present system, they are written as R2O, R2O3. Introduction to Scientist. Dmitry Mendeleev was a professor in St. Petersburg University during the period 1834 to 1907. He made separate cards for every known element showing its atomic mass and properties. Merits of Mendeleev's periodic table. Science is developing gradually. Science has the freedom to revise old conclusions by using advanced techniques and performing experiments. These characteristics of science are clearly visible in Mendeleev's periodic table. Mendeleev arranged the known elements on the basis of the law that the properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic masses. While doing this, he kept this thought in mind that the information available about the elements is not final, but it could change. Thus, the following characteristics of Mendeleev's periodic table are seen. 1. In order to give proper place to elements according to their properties, the atomic masses of elements were revised. For example, the atomic mass of beryllium, which was previously determined as 14.09, was changed to 9.4 and placed before boron. 2. In the periodic table, Mendeleev kept vacant places for certain elements which were not discovered till then. 3 of these unknown elements were named as Eka-boron, Eka-aluminium, and Eka-silicon from the known neighboring elements, and their atomic masses were indicated as 44, 68, and 72 respectively. Besides, their properties were also predicted. Later, these elements were named as scandium, Sc, gallium, Ga, and germanium, Ge respectively. The properties of elements matched with the predictions of Mendeleev. Let us see the similarities between the element Eka-aluminium, that is E, and the element gallium, that is Ga, which was later discovered. The atomic mass of Eka-aluminium is approximately 68, and the actual atomic mass of gallium is 69.7. The density of Eka-aluminium is 5.9 grams per cubic centimeter, and that of gallium is 5.94 grams per cubic centimeter. The melting point of Eka-aluminium is low, and that of gallium is very low, that is 30.2 degrees Celsius. The formula of Eka-aluminium chloride is ECl3, and that of gallium chloride is GaCl3. The formula of Eka-aluminium is E2O3, and of gallium oxide is Ga2O3. Both these oxides are amphoteric in nature. This success proved the importance of periodic table and this method of classification of elements was thus immediately accepted. 3. Mendeleev did not keep any place reserved for noble gases in his periodic table. But when the noble gases helium, neon and argon were discovered by the end of the 19th century, Mendeleev, without disturbing the original periodic table, created the zero group in which the noble gases could be fitted very well. Mendeleev was the first scientist who successfully tried to classify elements, but there were still some demerits in the periodic table. Let us know about these demerits. Demerits of Mendeleev's periodic table. The atomic mass of cobalt, that is Co, and nickel, that is Ni, in whole numbers being similar, there was some vagueness regarding their sequence in the table. Isotopes were discovered long time after Mendeleev's periodic table was put forth. It was a challenge to place isotopes in Mendeleev's periodic table as they have similar chemical properties but different atomic masses. Let us take the example of chlorine, which has two isotopes, Cl35 and Cl37. Their atomic masses are 35 and 37 respectively, but their chemical properties are the same, because of which they have been given the same position in Mendeleev's periodic table. It is also seen that when elements are arranged as per their atomic masses in the periodic table, the increase in atomic mass does not appear to be uniform. Thus, it was difficult to predict how many elements could be discovered between two heavy elements. The position of hydrogen. Hydrogen shows similarity with halogens belonging to group 7. The molecular formula of hydrogen is H2, and that of fluorine and chlorine is F2 and Cl2 respectively. Hydrogen also shows similarity in chemical properties with alkali metals belonging to group 1. Let us study this by writing the formulae of the compounds of hydrogen and alkali metals with chlorine, oxygen and sulfur. We shall begin with compounds of hydrogen. The compound of hydrogen and chlorine is hydrogen chloride, that is HCl. With oxygen it is water, that is H2O. And with sulfur it is hydrogen sulfide, that is H2S. Now we shall study the compounds of the alkali metal sodium. The compound of sodium with chlorine is sodium chloride, that is NaCl. With oxygen it is sodium oxide, that is Na2O. And with sulfur it is sodium sulfide, that is Na2S. From these formulae, it is evident that there is similarity in the molecular formulae of compounds of hydrogen and alkali metals with chlorine and oxygen. From these formulae, it is evident that there is similarity in the molecular formulae of compounds of hydrogen and alkali metals with chlorine. Modern periodic law. When Mendeleev put forth the periodic table, not much was known to the scientific world about the inside of the atom. After the discovery of the electron, scientists started exploring the relationship between the number of electrons and the atomic number. Till then, the atomic number was only considered as a serial number of the element. In 1913, the English scientist Henry Moseley performed experiments using the X-ray tube and demonstrated that the atomic number Z of an element is the positive charge on the nucleus of an element or the number of protons in the nucleus of the atom of the element. Moseley determined the atomic numbers of many elements by performing experiments. This proved that atomic number is a more fundamental property of an element than its atomic mass. Accordingly, the statement of the Mendeleev's periodic table was modified as Properties of elements are a periodic function of their atomic numbers. The modern periodic table is based on this law. Now let us understand the modern periodic table in detail. Long form of the periodic table. The classification of elements obtained after arranging elements in an increasing order of their atomic numbers is the modern periodic table. The properties of elements can be predicted more accurately with the help of the modern periodic table, which was formed on the basis of atomic numbers. The modern periodic table is also called as the long form of the periodic table. In the modern periodic table, elements are arranged as per their atomic number, that is, Z. Due to this, most of the drawbacks of Mendeleev's periodic table appear to be removed. However, the doubt regarding the position of hydrogen is not solved even in the modern periodic table. We have studied that the electronic configuration of an atom, which is the distribution of electrons in shells around the nucleus, is determined by the total number of electrons in it, and the total number of electrons in an atom is the same as the atomic number. The relation between atomic number of elements and its electronic configuration is clearly seen in the modern periodic table. Before studying the structure of the modern periodic table in detail, let us answer a few questions regarding the position of the elements in the periodic table. How was the problem regarding the position of cobalt, 59Co, and nickel, 59Ni, resolved in the modern periodic table? Mendeleev arranged elements in his periodic table according to the increasing atomic masses. But in this case, it was observed that an element with more atomic mass was placed before an element having less atomic mass. For example, the element cobalt with atomic mass 58.93 was placed before the element nickel having atomic mass 58.71. In the modern periodic table, the elements were arranged according to the increasing atomic numbers. The atomic number of cobalt is 27 and the atomic number of nickel is 28. That is why in the modern periodic table, cobalt is placed before nickel. In this way, the problem regarding the position of cobalt and nickel was resolved in the modern periodic table. How did the position of the isotopes Cl1735 and Cl1737 get fixed in the modern periodic table? Isotopes of the same element have different atomic masses but the same atomic numbers. That is why they are given the same position in the table. For this reason, the isotopes Cl1735 and Cl1737 have been given the same position in the modern periodic table. Can there be an element with atomic mass 53 or 54 between the two elements chromium, that is Cr2452, and manganese, that is Mn2555? No. This is because in the modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic number. The atomic number of any element increases by one value in the modern periodic table. For this reason, there cannot be an element with atomic mass 53 or 54 in between the two elements chromium, that is Cr2452, and manganese, that is Mn2555. Now the last question. In the modern periodic table, where should hydrogen be placed? In group 17 of halogens or group 1 of alkali metals? The atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Therefore, hydrogen is placed at the top of alkali metals on the left-hand side because its electronic configuration is similar to those of alkali metals. But some properties of hydrogen are different from those of alkali metals. That is why, while discussing about alkali metals, hydrogen is not included. In some periodic tables, hydrogen is not placed in any group. Hydrogen is treated as a special element and placed alone at the head of the periodic table. After discussing answers to these questions, let us understand the structure of the modern periodic table. Structure of the modern periodic table. In the modern periodic table, there are 7 horizontal rows called periods and 18 vertical columns called groups. The 7 periods in the modern periodic table are numbered from 1 to 7, and the 18 groups are numbered from 1 to 18. The arrangement of the periods and groups results in the formation of boxes. The atomic numbers are serially indicated in the upper part of these boxes. Each box corresponds to the place of the element. Besides these 7 rows, there are 2 rows shown separately at the bottom of the periodic table. These are called lanthanide series and the actinide series, respectively. In the modern periodic table, there are in all 118 boxes, including the 2 series. This means that there are 118 places for elements in the modern periodic table. In recent times, the existence of few elements has been established experimentally, and now the entire table is filled. All the 118 elements are now discovered. The entire periodic table is divided into 4 blocks, namely S block, P block, D block, and F block. Let us now discuss the 4 blocks one by one. The S block contains Group 1 and Group 2. Elements in this block have 1 or 2 electrons in their outermost shell. All these elements, except hydrogen, are metals. The groups 13 to 18 constitute the P block. Elements in this block have 3 to 8 electrons in their outermost shell. Also, a zigzag line can be drawn in the P block of the periodic table. The 3 traditional types of elements can be clearly shown in the modern periodic table with the help of the zigzag line. The metalloid elements lie along the border of this zigzag line. All metals lie on the left-hand side of the zigzag line, while all non-metals lie on the right-hand side. The groups 3 to 12 constitute the D block elements. These elements have their last 2 shells incompletely filled. These elements are called transition elements. They are all metals. The lanthanide and actinide series placed at the bottom of the periodic table form the F block. They have their last 3 shells incompletely filled. All these elements are metals. Elements are classified in different blocks according to their electronic configuration. Now let us study the electronic configuration of elements. Modern periodic table and electronic configuration of elements. It is seen that neighboring elements within a group differ slightly in their properties, while distant elements differ widely in their properties. Elements in the same group show similarity and gradation in their properties. The characteristics of groups and periods of the modern periodic table are because of the electronic configuration of elements. The electronic configuration of an element decides the group and the period in which the element has to be placed.